It's Subverted Tropes, a podcast about movies, featuring your hosts Daniel Spencer and Kate Harlow. Welcome to another episode of Subverted Tropes.
I'm Kate.
I'm Dan. And today's a very special day.
Saturday.
But
I mean, we release on Monday, so...
We do. I mean, it's a good point.
We're ruining...
Today is the day that we're recording this. It's our anniversary. Love you.
I love you.
So, on Subverted Tropes, we talk about movies.
We do. This is the thing we do.
That's about the flashiest I can make that.
We talk about movies.
No, we do some research onto.
That sounds aggressive.
We do some research into a movie. We talk
slightly less aggressive.
We talk about it. We watch it, and we talk about it some more. We analyze the tropes in the movie.
Yes.
This one's definitely got some good tropes to talk about, but we're not going to launch into them yet.
No, that would be jumping the gun, or the shark, or the shark gun.
Ooh, a shark gun.
Mm-hmm. It's a shark, but when it opens its mouth, bullets come out.
That sounds great. Is it a full-size shark?
Well, yes, but there's so many different size sharks, so it's a lot. There are a lot of different models.
Okay, so it's like I think that's fair. I would like our friend Shark to sell these.
He would sell the hell out of them.
He would too. I would buy anything that man sold me. He's great.
He's going to take advantage of that now.
Well, fudge. So let's talk about today's movie. It's White Christmas. A classic holiday movie.
Yes.
So White Christmas is a phenomenal movie from my recollection. It's a lot of fun. Of course, it's a holiday classic. It's a romantic tale of love finding a way and redemption and snow. It's great.
And snow.
So let's set the scene. It's 1952.
Mm-hmm.
Paramount has released Holiday Inn and Blue Skies, which both feature White Christmas in them, as well as Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire.
Oh, gosh darn. I mean, why change it up when you know you've got a winning formula?
That is exactly what Paramount was thinking.
I should be a studio executive.
You should be. I mean, White Christmas had already risen to the point of the most successful song in the history of America.
That's why it's our national anthem.
And so they were like, we need to keep exploiting this. Basically, this works. Let's keep doing it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. So they wanted another ABC picture. Astaire, Berlin, and Crosby.
Yes.
And they approached Berlin and said, hey, can you make this happen?
Mm-hmm.
So composer Irving Berlin took elements from Holiday Inn.
Like the set.
And White Christmas. And elements from another show that he'd been working on. And he paired up with Norman Krasna and Norman Panama and Melvin Frank to write White Christmas. Mm-hmm. They showed the script to Crosby, who said, oh yeah, I'm in.
Nice.
Oh, boo, 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 boo. And they showed it to Fred Astaire.
Was that Yogi Bear?
Hey, boo-boo, let's make a movie. This one's gonna be White Christmas, and under the tree is a picnic basket.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Yep. I haven't seen Yogi Bear in years, so I don't...
You hit all the major points.
But the voice, I don't know if that was...
It was enough that I felt okay with it.
Good. That's all that I care about.
And as a diehard Yogi Bear knower of...
Yogi Bear knower of.
Well, I didn't want to say fanatic. I'm not a fanatic.
No, but you are a diehard knower of Yogi Bear.
Hey, I don't give up facts once I learn them.
Are we talking biblically? Have you biblically known
a cartoon bear? Yeah.
Yogi Bear? Badass.
So where were we?
That's right. I totally lost my place. So they showed it to Bing Crosby, and he said,
in.
"Boo, I'm in." But they showed it to Fred Astaire, and he asked to be released from his contract with Paramount. I think maybe
he really hates contracts.
he does not like contracts.
He's not a contract guy.
And I feel like maybe he realized Paramount was just doing the same thing over and over again, and
especially that part where they ask him to stuff his pockets with firecrackers.
Yes.
And he was like, "What kind of Christmas is this?
What kind of Christmas is this? I need some bourbon. Can we do a scene where I dance drunk? I need some bourbon."
Guess what? Every scene where I dance, I will be drunk.
Anyway,
so they don't have the A of the ABC.
He was, he was not interested in joining the picture. And then Bing Crosby's wife, Dixie Lee, died. And so he stepped away from the project.
A good reason, I think.
To spend time with his sons.
Aww.
They picked back up in January of 1953 when Crosby felt he could return.
Okay, so he came back to it, though.
He did.
Okay.
And so the studio then found their opinion of the next best thing.
If it doesn't start with A, it's not good enough.
Oh, it doesn't.
Not good enough.
Donald O'Connor.
Okay, so they have the BCDs.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we did it. We found part of the alphabet.
So, yeah, they hired Donald O'Connor, or they cast Donald O'Connor to play alongside Bing Crosby.
I mean, really, if we're being very picky, it's all last names. So they didn't even get the BCDs.
Yeah, no.
They got the BC O''CC.
Around the same time, Donald O'Connor had been in Francis Joins the WACs, which is a movie that he was in with everybody's favorite talking animal,
Mr. Ed.
Francis the Talking Mule.
Okay.
And because of this, he contracted Q fever.
Oh my god.
And he had to
leave production because he got mule sick.
Because he got mule sick.
Mule sick. Amazing.
Paramount, this might be a weird conversation to have, but I'm not feeling too hot.
But we have you on contract. And
yeah, but
unless you're Fred Astaire, you can't just say you'd like to leave the contract.
I've got Q fever.
I don't know what that is. Don't touch me.
Okay, but I'm not able to make the movie right now.
I don't get out of my office.
They thought about waiting until O'Connor was better.
That was big of them.
But then they realized how much that would cost them. So they moved on to the number 3 box office success actor in the country, Danny Kaye.
Okay, so they got the BCK.
The BCK, which is so much better than BTK.
It is.
But Danny Kaye said he wanted $200,000 and 10% of the gross to be in the movie. $200,000 in today's money is $1.8 million.
All right, Danny Kaye, get that money.
Starring alongside Bing Crosby, who was the number 1 box office success actor. The studio was not interested in doing that until they ran the numbers and realized that if they waited for O'Connor to be better, they'd be losing more than that. So they just said, fine, we'll do it. So they signed on Danny Kaye. I am disappointed that I can't find any information about the casting decisions or any of the stories behind Rosemary Clooney or Vera Ellen.
No.
Nothing at all.
Oh.
Vera Ellen obviously cast for her amazing dancing abilities. Rosemary Clooney for her singing. So the two of them were cast as the Haynes sisters. Rosemary Clooney being the older Haynes sister, Vera Ellen being the younger.
Okay.
Vera Ellen was 7 years older than Rosemary Clooney.
Sick burn.
Sick burn indeed. And in a rare move for Hollywood, the romantic pairing of Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney was a 25-year age difference. Hollywood has changed so much in casting the young female.
So wait. Crosby
was 25 years older than Rosemary Clooney.
Oh, okay. I was like 25-year age gap. That sounds about standard.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
that was
a little slow on
laced
the
with
pickup.
sarcasm.
But well, no. I mean, that's also still super a thing that happens, but
It
also another thing that happens a lot is that an actress who's like the same age will be playing the mother
Right.
of it. Like Hollywood doesn't know how to do age, and it's jacked up.
No, especially age when it comes to women
Oh, particularly
is like,
women and people of color.
yeah,
Yep.
it's a mess.
Hollywood, get it together. Do better.
So there are also a lot of other notable performers and names in this movie. As with almost every notable movie of this time, Edith Head was the costume designer.
The head of costuming.
God, you're going to make that joke every time?
Yes.
Because she did a lot. She was head of costuming in a lot of things.
You get yourself used to it. It's happening.
Okay. An uncredited choreographer, Bob Fosse. Did you say Madonna?
Yeah, I did.
Here, I'm like, Bob Fosse is an uncredited thing. This is before he like really became big. This is going to be a great fact to share with former dancer.
No, it's super.
And then she jumps in with the fucking Madonna joke and just hilarious.
I mean, one, don't expect me to pass up a joke if I have a chance to say something stupid, because I will. But two, yes, that is a very cool factoid.
It's, yeah, really, when I found that out, I'm like, oh, I am not at all surprised based off of some of the dance numbers in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just really cool.
Yeah.
We get George, and I don't know how to say his name.
Clooney.
No, not yet. No. Okay. So,
okay.
George Clooney is, of course, Rosemary Clooney's nephew. But it would still be.
And he makes a baby appearance? No, he doesn't.
No.
Okay.
No. George Shakira. He is dancing with Rosemary Clooney in the song "Love You Didn't Do Right by Me," and he would go on to win an Oscar for his performance in West Side Story. We get to see a picture of Benny Haynes, freckle-faced Haynes, the dog-faced boy, the brother of the two Haynes sisters, which is how we get the connection with Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby.
Okay.
That actor is Carl Switzer.
Not actually a dog-faced boy?
Not particularly a dog-faced boy. He's more famed for his hair, because he played Alfalfa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So production began in 1953 in September. This was the first movie made with VistaVision.
Okay. And what is that?
It's VistaVision.
Okay, yeah.
It's a widescreen format
Okay.
film. It was kind of in response to a couple other widescreen formats that had come out. They used Technicolor, which was pricey at the time.
Yeah.
And they used a new system for the sound to really capture like strong sounds, come across very vibrantly.
Mm-hmm.
They spent a lot of money making this movie. They wanted to. They knew what it had the potential to be, and so they sunk a lot of money into it to make it the top of its class.
Nice.
And there's more to talk about, but I think it's better to talk about after we watch this movie.
Let's go watch a movie.
Let's go watch a movie. And we're back.
We're back.
It's a delightful movie. Aside from being like super white.
Yes.
So White Christmas.
Roll.
I can't think of a single person of color in that movie.
Whitey celebrates Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said,
otherwise it's as delightful as a oddly military-based romp about holidays and romance can be.
Yeah, even for the 50s. It was very like, let's support the troops.
Mm-hmm.
Because the opening scene is set in 44, like right at the end of World War II.
Yeah.
But it's it's a fun little film.
It's charming. It's much, much less problematic than its predecessor, Holiday Inn.
Yeah, very true.
And while we did discuss in our Holiday Inn episode that they really are not connected, they're not supposed to be connected.
There's a lot of easy parallels to draw.
There's a lot of easy parallels to draw, and then there's like it not even a parallel as much as a like literal copy over from, you know, like set, etc.
Yeah.
So like there are parallels that you can draw theoretically in the plots, but there's just straight up overlap in places.
Yeah, this is very true. So let's get into some fun facts about the movie.
Gimme.
Let's start off with the sisters number.
Mm-hmm.
Rosemary Clooney is singing.
Mm-hmm.
Vera Ellen is lip syncing.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Rosemary Clooney is also lip syncing, but she's lip syncing to her own track.
Yeah.
Vera Ellen does no singing in this movie with one exception.
Mm-hmm.
And that's once they arrive in Vermont. Mm-hmm. They do a quick, everyone sings the snow, 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 snow thing.
Yeah.
And that was captured live with the mics.
Yeah.
And Vera Ellen hits such a sour note because she was not a great singer.
Right. God bless her, she tried.
All of the singing for her was done either by Trudy Stevens or Rosemary Clooney.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
So basically, she would be singing with herself.
That's great.
In the sisters number, they brought in Trudy Stevens because they didn't want to make it too obvious that it was just Rosemary Clooney singing with herself.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Vera Ellen.
Like every human who has ever tried to sing a duet or more by themselves in their car or shower.
I'm not going to lie. I've never done that.
What?
That is a lie. The I'm not going to lie part is more, I have recorded myself singing one part and then sung either harmonies or the other part, if it's a duet, along with that in the car.
Nice.
I'm not ashamed.
Why would you be ashamed?
I'm a little ashamed.
I sing the entirety of the Hamilton soundtrack as a one-person show in my car all the time.
I love watching that. It's so great.
Well, I mean, if you're there, I'll let you sing some.
Some. We agree on different parts, and then we'll sing those different parts, and we'll have fun.
And then we usually switch somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's great. There is, of course, the Crosby and Kay version of Sisters.
Oh, my God. I love it.
It was not in the script originally. Yes. So Crosby and Kay were just futzing around on the set and lip-synced that. And everyone was like, okay, so we need to do that. And they wrote it into the script.
Amazing.
And the cracking up of both Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby during the filming was legitimate, and that was the best take they could get.
It's so precious.
They do such a great job of it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's not the only kind of improvised bit of the movie. The quote-unquote speech that Bing Crosby gives about food giving different dreams. Mm-hmm. It was completely improvised. He didn't like the script the way that it was written. It was supposed to be like a conversation, some sort of schmaltzy thing. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go with this other script. I'm just going to make up a thing about
I wrote it on a
sandwiches. Napkin. I wrote it on a napkin. Wait, no, that's not Bing Crosby's voice. Hold on. I wrote it on a napkin. Different sorts of picnic sandwiches give you different sorts of picnic dreams. Hey, boo-boo.
A good picnic nap.
Ooh, I could go for a picnic nap.
It's too cold.
It is too cold. I could just go for a nap then. So let's talk a bit about the tropes of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them.
There are.
First of all, does this movie even pass the Bechdel test? I mean, there's more than one female character, but do they ever talk about anything that's not Wallace and Davis or the General?
At the beginning, the conversation is tangentially related to their brother allegedly sending the letter to Wallace and Davis, and it goes off from there, and they discuss that the mother hen will look after the chickadee.
That's fair.
It's blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
It's there.
Just like in Holiday Inn, it's a blink and you miss the Bechdel test passing, but it technically passes.
Yeah.
But it could be so much better.
Exactly.
There's the kind of taming of the shrew type of trope of, I can't get married until this person gets married. And that's on both ends of it. Mm-hmm. With Danny Kaye saying he can't really have his own life until Bing Crosby has a wife. And similarly, Vera Ellen feels like she can't really... other way around. Sorry. Rosemary Clooney feels like she can't really have her own thing until she knows that Vera Ellen is well taken care of.
Though she never distinctly says that.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's the mother hen type of thing. She says that she needs the mother hen. She needs the chickadee she needs to know the chickadee is well taken care of before she can move on.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, I guess the way I read that is that, like, she could have she could find a partner, she could settle down, she can still be involved in looking after her sister.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, obvious she doesn't see it that way, but it doesn't have to be that way.
It's very true. Here's a misunderstanding that could be all sorted out if we just fucking talked about things rather than just...
Housekeeper is busybody.
Ooh, housekeeper's busybody. Yeah, that's a good one.
And proudly proclaims it several times, and that I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Weird. Well, why don't we just get engaged? Ha 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 ha. No, but really. That's...
Engagement starts as joke, turns real.
Ugh, showgirl is dumb.
Showgirl is dumb.
Mutual, I'm sure.
Mutual, I'm sure. Barry Chase turned out to have a pretty successful career. She was in so many movies. The Flight of the Phoenix, Cape Fear, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, Mr. Roberts, which is one of my favorite movies. It's a top 10 for me. She was in a whole lot of movies. Pal Joey. But this was like one of her first big films as an actress. Which she turned out to be in a lot of things.
Good for her.
Good for her indeed. But yeah, she's definitely kind of the airhead dancer girl, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
The trope of we've served together, so I owe you a debt. I mean, to be fair, I've never served in any military branch, so I'm sure that that's probably a legitimate thing, but it's also played to hell.
It's played to hell in movies, and it feels very heavy-handed, particularly in this, that like much of the entire plot was repaying a debt to a person that you literally hadn't seen or spoken to in years, but like he just happened to be there. So it's like, oh, well, this is what I'm going to devote everything to now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Old man needs redemption in his life.
Old man is wistful for old days.
Oh, that's a good one. Here's an excuse to throw a bunch of musical numbers together. And the Bob Fosse influence is just
is heavy.
Clear.
Yeah, it is.
Particularly during the choreography number.
It is, but I picked it up before that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. There's I mean, it's a very clear, like...
It's one of the things that kind of, it made a lot of the dance numbers kind of hard for me because the Vera Ellen. So she's a very tiny lady. So much so that there was conjecture that she had a very serious eating disorder issue. She and Bob Fosse, super big on pelvises. All about it. So a lot of her dance numbers were like her very small legs leading up to her very angular pelvis, going to town Bob Fosse style. But like the way the costumes fit her, it looked like she was wearing a large diaper. And it was awkward to experience.
It was. And
far be it from me to comment on anybody who is struggling with an eating disorder, or allegedly struggling with an eating disorder. But I feel like at some point in time, somebody had to be like, where was Edith head of costuming to say like, hey, it turns out the way this costume fits while you're dancing in it looks like a big fucking diaper.
Yeah. I mean, Vera Ellen was billed for years as having the smallest waist in Hollywood. And there are a couple of things she's wearing that's like, how can a human have a waist that small? Like, this is so unhealthy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So she was the older of the two. Rosemary Clooney played the older sister. But, like, looking at her face, she looks almost haggard in a lot of situations. And I can only attribute that to not being very well nourished.
Nourished?
Hey, that.
Yeah, it's...
Nutrish by Rachel Ray, our new sponsor.
Welcome to Subverted Tropes, sponsored by Rachel Ray. Nutrished. The best dish you can make.
For your pet.
Turkey. Who you're going to cook for Thanksgiving. Don't worry. Eating Albert will be fun.
You already named the turkey.
I believe we discussed this in last episode. I named the turkeys real fast.
No, I know you name them every year. I didn't know you'd already named the turkey that we haven't picked up
No.
yet.
Albert is the hypothetical turkey in this situation from Rachel Ray.
Okay.
That she is marketing specifically to someone who has a pet turkey named Albert. Albert is not the name of the turkey we're going to be eating on Thanksgiving.
Okay. Does that turkey have a name yet?
No, I haven't seen him yet. I don't know his name.
You haven't introduced yourself.
We haven't met.
Okay.
We'll meet tomorrow.
I know.
And there will probably be a name within minutes.
We need to make room in the fridge.
We do. Anyway, we've known each other a handful of days. Time to get married.
Well, I think the thing about this one, I guess it really is compacted into that many days. There's a way, like somehow the way it is played, it feels like more days than actually, like if you look at the timeline of the movie than actually are. But
yeah, I think that's fair. So let's talk about that finale for a minute. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous finale.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone dressed in Christmassy clothes, beautiful Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves the general.
Oh, yeah.
We wish we were back in the army.
Mm-hmm.
That number itself, we'll talk about in a minute. It's a weird number. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it now. I wish I was back in the army so that we could get free meals and shows as men. And for women, we wish we were back in the army so that we could get a man.
And wear pants sometimes.
And sometimes wear pants and dance cheek to cheek and pants to pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I feel like they were really working on glorifying the army at that point.
Oh, yeah. No.
To be fair, the Korean War was still going on while they were filming this.
Yeah.
I think they were really trying to glorify service.
The thing about it that rings sour for me
Mm-hmm.
is that sort of sweeping, generalized glorification, I think, is a tool that has been used to misrepresent to the American people what war really is. And I think
Yeah.
that's been an ongoing issue since then. It has always been but war is when you go and try to kill people because they disagree with you.
Yeah.
That's not great.
It's not great.
And I think glorifying it in these ways is really dangerous.
Agreed. But let's talk about just the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful
Mm-hmm.
Christmas setting. Here's some snow. Here's some spoiler. It snows. Here's a Christmas tree. Here's all these people dressed in Christmas outfits.
Mm-hmm.
They did this finale a few times to get the final shot, and then they announced, "Hey guys, we know we got the shot that we wanted, but the King and Queen of Greece are visiting, and they're going to stop by the set, so we're going to do that one more time just to give them something to remember. Let's take all the film out of the cameras, but we're going to act like we're filming it."
I wonder if the King and Queen of Greece found out that they were lied to.
They were, and they did.
Oh, geez.
And here's why.
It destroyed the Greek economy.
I'm not going to say that it was entirely responsible for the drop in the GDP, but it might have been. Bing Crosby thought to himself, "Oh, I don't need to do this. I'm going to go play a few links of the Kings game," and went to go play golf instead of filming, quote unquote, filming this finale for the movie.
Oh, God.
So he said, "Peace. I'm going to go play golf. You guys do your shit with the King and Queen of Greece. I don't care." And went to go play golf instead.
Okay. Good call.
Which is pretty great, I think.
Very presidential.
You know, this is a really great film set. I'm so glad we stopped by here, aren't you?
I thought they were going to film something.
It does look like they're filming the end of this movie. I guess Bing Crosby's character dies.
Well, it is about American warmongering. So.
That is a good point. I suppose he goes back to the army and is probably killed. He does sing that song we've heard about wishing he was back in the army.
It was nice of them to play that for us before we got here.
Yes. Well, let's go back to Greece and destroy our GDP. Anyway, all in all, I love this movie.
It is a nice movie.
It's one of those movies that it's just like fun to set everything aside and just have a, just watch a good, feel good, heartwarming movie.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to do it for this episode.
You can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and YouTube.
We are, of course, on WordPress at wordpress.subvertedtropecast.com.
You can send us any emails, comments, suggestions at subvertedtropecast@gmail.com.
And you can find us on Twitter at subvertedtropes.
We also want to take a moment to say thank you, as always, to our wonderful designer, Gracie, who did our beautiful logo. You can find her on Instagram at a fandom doodler, and you can find her work on Etsy at That Crazy Princess. She's incredibly talented and super sweet, and if you are looking for, she does custom bookmarks. She does commissioned work like our logo, and she is just super great to work with. So I 100% encourage you to look her up.
Without a doubt, her prices are very reasonable for the great output that she does, and a very quick turnaround too.
Yeah, she's really, really remarkably talented, and we love having her in our life.
We are very excited to be jumping into our Christmas movie season.
Yeah, we've got pretty much the rest of the year planned out, assuming we don't have any other hiccups in production. We're sorry, last week we didn't get one up. Things were crazy.
Life got out of control for us for a little bit.
And as much as we would like to pretend it, we are not cyborgs. We don't get everything done. We're two people, and we're doing our best. We're having a lot of fun, and we hope you are too.
Exactly. So we should have our next episode after this up next Monday. And I just, again, want to take a minute to say, darling, it has been a wonderful year with you, and I love you very much.
It has been a wonderful year, my dearest, and I'm so happy that I'm with you. I love you.
I love you too. All this mushy stuff aside, I think that's probably going to be it for our episode.
I think that's where you should put it.
Thanks so much for listening, everybody. You guys have a great one. Find someone you love and give them a hug.
If that's your thing.
I'd also like to throw a quick plug out there. I'm going to be recording an episode with the podcast Historical Hotties, which is a very, very fun podcast in which the hosts, Whitney and Lindsay Nelson, discuss different historical figures, and they rate them on scales of attractiveness with mental attractiveness, physical attractiveness, social impact, and je ne sais quoi. And it is such a fun podcast to listen to, and I'm so excited to be joining them on their show for an episode. We're going to be talking about composers. So check it out, and also thank you so much for checking us out, and we'll see you later. Bye.